Mm, can you speak about what's coming next for you?
Well, this next period is it is interesting because I was offered to stay in Hamburg. The period has been quite successful, um, but I felt that time for a change. I was offered great honor of being offered other prestigious positions, but I decided it was important, as is for all artists, to avoid repetition, to really keep the profile fresh, to keep the impulses fresh. So I decided that I would work on special projects that I had been postponing for a year. So this next year will be dedicated to projects that I have been working on for several years, but never really had the chance to fulfill. So one, which is now a project nearly 11 years old, is a research project, historically informed performance practice of Richard Wagner, and specifically the Ring. Uh, this research project is tied not only with vocal research, but also research of language, the German language, the dialect, research of instrumental performance praxis as well as vocal performance praxis, and how Wagner himself had very clear ideas of what how performances should be done in his ideal uh, aesthetic. It's tied with period assembling period instruments, instruments of the period, which, as we know, at this particular moment of tremendous technological advancement, instruments were changing very, very quickly. So to be able to understand what the differences were of the instruments used in Rheingold and then Götterdämmerung several years later, it's been a very intense research project. And until now, we've already published 5 books on the research that we've done. And this year is meant to complete the audio documentation. We will also record the Ring on period instruments and supervised by the 7 musicologists with whom we've been working with. So, um, as you can tell, this intensive research, it simply demands a dedication of time. And finally, after working um, from sort of isolated periods, this coming year we can focus entirely on completing the project. Um, and several other projects. The Kiji Codex, which is a project of repertoire of the High Renaissance period, 1495 until 1503, 1507. This particular codex, um, which is headed by my former professor, uh, Edward Houghton. He began the research project in 1972, and this year it is finally being published and will appear. And I've been a part of this project as a student and as a sort of a he was my mentor to help see it through. And we this particular year will see the finishing of this project and hopefully with audio documentation as well. So this year was meant Wagner, uh, Johannes Ockeghem, Josquin des Prés, Régis, Orlando de Lassus. Um, again, a very heavily research influenced project. And then finally, the third project is to do an audio documentation on the works of Yvonne Loriot, the great French pianist, but also, even though musicologists have known for some time that she is also an extraordinary visionary composer, until now there's been no audio documentation because there's been no complete performing edition of her manuscripts. So we're working on that, and together with uh, uh, Radio France and WDR, Westdeutscher Rundfunk, we will be able to produce audio documentation of these exceptional masterpieces by Yvonne Loriot.
Some exciting times to come. Very thorough
Yes.
research, very thorough and profound new projects about music.